This year, Beijing's population seems to have noticeably decreased. Many houses remain unrented and streets feel unusually quiet. The most in-demand jobs are roles like chauffeurs, online car drivers, or food delivery workers, jobs that mainly require time and physical effort. However, these jobs don't pay much, and after deducting rent, there's barely anything left. In this kind of environment, do people still have opportunities for career development in Beijing? It's 7:40 p.m. right now, so let's take a look at the subway stations in Beijing. You'll notice that there are almost no people around, just a few passengers here and there, making it feel pretty empty. It's 1:57 p.m. right now. The Universal Studios, which used to have long lines to get in, now has very few visitors at the entrance. Hollywood Boulevard is also surprisingly empty. By 2 p.m., the wait for the Transformers ride is only 5 minutes. Unbelievable. At the same time, the wait for the Decepticon roller coaster is just 15 minutes, making for a smooth experience. The wait for the Jurassic Park ride is a bit longer, about 45 minutes, but still pretty relaxed compared to usual. The Jurassic Adventure has just a 10-minute wait, almost no wait at all, just walk right in. By 3 p.m., the wait for the Forbidden Journey is only 20 minutes, and the whole experience is so smooth, it's just amazing. People online are saying that they didn't expect Universal Studios to be so empty on Christmas Eve, so where did everyone go? Beijing has experienced a continuous population decline for 6 years, mainly due to the following reasons. First, it's difficult to find jobs. Most positions are in sales and customer service, and there is high pressure, limited opportunities for promotion, and fierce competition, which causes many people to give up. Second, low wages. Salaries have been cut across various industries, with many people earning only 400 to 600 a month, which is barely enough to cover Beijing's high housing costs and living expenses. The pressure of living costs has led many to leave. Third, entrepreneurship is tough. Compared to some southern cities, Beijing's business environment is relatively poor. Entrepreneurs face not only higher costs but also intense market competition, making it harder to start a business. These factors have contributed to the ongoing population loss in Beijing. A netizen, Yang Yang, commented, "It's really hard to find a job before the Spring Festival, and the pay is so low. The cost of job hunting is also very high. My daily transportation costs $3 plus another $3 for lunch. By the end of the month, I haven't found a job and I've spent about $200 myself." Yang Yang recently interviewed with 2 companies, one of which offered a salary of $1,096. She had a good conversation with HR but still needs to attend a second interview. In Beijing, $1,096 is considered a relatively high salary. The HR also mentioned that technical professionals can earn between $1,300 and $1,600 a month, while those without technical skills typically earn between $680 and $820 a month. Another netizen shared that he attended 4 interviews today, but none of the companies were satisfactory. Either the salary was reduced by HR for various reasons, or the companies didn't offer benefits like social insurance and housing funds, and some even had strict performance evaluations. The job offers from these companies are full of misleading terms and hidden clauses, and the final salaries are very low. In this situation, they really don't know if it's worth continuing to look for a job. Some people are also deceived by false information when looking for a job. I've been in Beijing for 3 months and still haven't found a full-time job. Yesterday, I contacted an agency and they said there was a factory where I could earn about $900 a month. I took a 3-hour ride, traveling 90 kilometers to get to the factory. The agency told me the day shift paid $27.40, the night shift paid $28.77, and that meals and accommodation were provided. But when I got there, I found out the truth. I had to pay for the medical checkup and other fees up front, and the factory didn't have any dormitories or provide accommodation. This netizen was saying, can't these agencies be a bit more honest when hiring and consider other people's feelings? Traveling all the way to the factory wasn't only a waste of her time, but also the factory's time. After traveling almost 200 kilometers all day and being hungry, she came back with just 55 cents left. It was really tough. Other netizens pointed out that even those with jobs are having a hard time, and even state-owned organizations can't escape the tide of pay cuts. In Beijing, the people struggling the most are those working in state-owned companies. A lot of these places are having trouble paying salaries, wages have been slashed, and staff are being laid off, making things even worse. Honestly, if finding a job outside wasn't so tough, many people would have quit already. These jobs are high pressure, with tons of rules, and colleagues are always walking on eggshells, afraid of saying the wrong thing and getting reported. The work is boring and repetitive, filled with endless meetings, and when problems come up, everyone just blames each other. With business slowing down, many big companies and organizations are closing, and employees are dealing with layoffs, job changes, and even higher commuting costs. This is becoming pretty common. A lot of people want to quit, but they're scared they won't find something new. If they stay, the low pay and high living costs make life really tough. Also, one netizen pointed out that Beijing's office vacancy rate has hit 20.6%, the highest in 15 years, and in Tongzhou district it's a staggering 65%. The office vacancy rate is super high. In most buildings, empty rooms are everywhere, which shows that business is tough. Shops, restaurants, and supermarkets are a lot emptier than before. Even the nightclubs that used to be really busy are much quieter now. The food delivery stalls are all empty, and so many restaurants have closed down. Fewer people are ordering takeout, which is a big change from how it used to be. The restaurant industry in Beijing is basically falling apart. According to Beijing stats, in the first half of 2024, the total profit for restaurants was just 180 million yuan, down 88.8% compared to last year. The profit margin is only 0.37%, which is even lower than bank interest rates. For regular people, starting a business in the restaurant industry now requires a lot of caution. The risks are really high, and it's not an exaggeration to say it's a life or death kind of gamble. This row of snack shops has all closed down, and these two have shut their doors too. That grilled fish place has stopped, and the beef noodle shop has closed. Do you know how tough the restaurant business has been this year? Let me show you a food street that used to be really popular. This street used to be packed with people, and it was super hard to get a spot. Sometimes you'd have to pay an extra 100,000 yuan just to secure a place. But now, look around. Many once popular brands have closed down, and only 1 or 2 stores are still holding on. The few still open mostly depend on delivery orders to stay in business. Honestly, the ones that are still open are just barely scraping by. A lot of well-known brands are slowly disappearing. If you walk through these once busy shopping streets, you'll see that most of the stores don't even have their lights on. Occasionally, you might see a noodle shop still trying to operate, but most of the other stores are closed, and there are a lot of empty spaces. Only a few shops are still trying to keep going. Many people worked hard to save money with the dream of opening a restaurant in these prime locations, hoping to make big profits. But the reality is that most of those shops have shut down. In addition, even the once very prosperous Xidan shopping mall in Beijing can't hold on anymore. Everyone, Xidan Mall in Beijing has closed down. Back in the 90s, Xidan Mall was the go-to shopping destination for so many people. Whether you were buying silver or gold jewelry or chasing the latest K-pop trends, Xidan Mall held countless memories for people. Now it's about to completely disappear from history. I'm telling you, more malls might face the same fate in the future. Do you know how glorious Xidan Mall was? It was established in 1930, and its official closing date is the 31st of this month. The shutdown of Xidan Mall isn't just the end of a century-old business, it marks the end of an era. Data shows that by 2024, the trend of consumer downgrade is becoming very obvious in Beijing, even in the super first-tier city.